Just hit a button, Morty. Give me a beat.
Oh man, okay, alright,
Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 3, how Solskjaer's fluid front four is making a difference. In this video I will first be tactically analysing the match before at the end I analyse Jack Grealish's potential moves away from Aston Villa as well. So going into the game, Dean Smith set up his side in a 4-4-1-1 shape with Pepe Reina in goal, Konsa at right back, Taylor at left back, with a centre back pairing of House and Mings. Louise and McGinn played as a midfield double pivot, with Al Ghazi on the right of the midfield, Trezeguet on the left and Grealish playing in behind Samatta. Solskjaer kept the same side in his usual 4-2-3-1 shape with De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka and Shaw the fullbacks, Maguire and Lindelof at centre back, with Pogba and Matic in the midfield double pivot with Fernandes in front of them, Rashford starting from the left, Greenwood from the right and Anthony Martial starting up front. Before I get into this video, remember to subscribe to the channel and click the bell for notifications, and after this check out some of my other videos linked in the description below. I'll also be releasing a video looking at Tottenham's decline under Jose Mourinho, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on that. Villa started the game surprisingly, pushing higher up the pitch than they had done in previous games, particularly against Chelsea, looking to stop United moving out of their defensive third easily. They primarily pressed in a 4-4-1-1 shape with Grealish pushing forward into a front two when pressing the United centre-backs and cutting off the passing lanes into Pogba and Matic behind. Villa were obviously wary of United's midfield double pivot as McGinn was instructed to move out of the midfield line to put pressure on either Matic or Pogba to stop the centre-backs being able to bypass the front two's press with a simple pass into one of the midfield double pivot. Villa actually pressed well in the first 20 minutes and actually created a chance from this, with the midfield compact and in narrow positions. When the ball was headed into Pogba with his back to goal, Trezeguet was in a position to close him down and win the ball back in United's defensive third from where his curling shot hit the outside of the post. This pattern of play showcased the advantages of a side pressing aggressively even against significantly better opposition, as chances can be created through a press as well as having the ball yourself. Villa weren't really able to create much apart from this, even though they did seem focused on exploiting Lindelof's aerial weakness by putting in crosses from deep positions. However, they didn't have an aerially dominant player at centre forward or coming round the far post to make this effective. United's possession system was working the same as it had in recent games. If you watch my analysis of the Bournemouth game, which will be linked in the description below, you'll see I talk about Solskjaer's use of Shaw, and the same thing was deployed in this game. When Rashford kept the width on the left flank, Shaw would take this opportunity to underlap and move into an inverted wing-back position, which causes the Villa midfield to drop off to cut off the pass into him, thereby keeping the Villa midfield in deep positions and giving the likes of Pogba and Matic more space in this sort of area. United's movement from the flanks was still as fluid as it has been recently, with Rashford and Greenwood moving inside into the half spaces, which allowed Shaw to pull out wide and keep a high position to sustain the width in the system. Aaron Wan-Bissaka was starting a little deeper than Shaw on the other side to create a back three when United had the ball in front of Villa's system, would also advance forward down the right, allowing Greenwood to drop into that half space to receive the ball. Despite Villa actually playing pretty well, United were able to create a penalty opportunity which stemmed from their quick transition in attack and of course Mason Greenwood. Villa had United in their defensive third, but Mason Greenwood was able to push the counter-attack forward with his powerful dribbling ability, which is something that Mata wouldn't offer from the right flank. When he got into the final third, Greenwood didn't panic and picked out a good pass into Martial, which led to Martial finding a pass into Fernandes from where Konsa's challenge gave away the penalty that Fernandes was able to score from. Villa's midfield three consisted of one of Douglas Luiz and John McGinn retaining a deep lying position, whilst the other would look to make a movement forward into the half space. Trezeguet and Al Ghazi would both hold their width before trying to move into the half spaces when the ball moved into the final third in a similar fashion to how Rashford and Greenwood would for Manchester United. However, they didn't have a lot of success with this as United dealt with Villa's main creator Jack Grealish very well in this game. Matic was constantly aware of his movement and managed to move quickly to tightly mark him in order to stop him being able to receive the ball, turn and dribble through the centre of the park. Despite me criticising Luke Shaw's offensive ability over the course of the season, he did prove a significant threat down the left flank. As Shaw has the ball, he recognises the opportunity here for a quick 1-2 with Martial to get in behind his fullback, which allows him to get into a crossing position from where he picks out a great cross, creating a headed chance for Bruno Fernandes, which he was unable to direct on target. United's fluidity in their front line was once again seen as Rashford, Greenwood and Bruno Fernandes would all look to drop into the space behind Villa's midfield. Douglas Luiz and John McGinn did do a relatively good job of cutting off the passing lanes into players in these positions, but it was when there was a turnover in United's half where United were able to have most joy from these positions, which was seen from their second goal. United were able to counter extremely quickly with the front four all in advanced positions when the ball was won back. Greenwood takes up a central position after he gives the ball to Martial, and when it's played back to him, he's able to get the ball out of his feet on the edge of the box, and similar to his 2 goals against Bournemouth, he draws the ball, this time with his weaker right foot, past the keeper into the net. In the second half, Villa continued to defend in their 4-4-1-1 shape, however Matic and Pogba, as they have in recent games, were excellent at distributing the ball forward from deep central areas, which was the key to allowing the likes of Rashford, Fernandes and Greenwood to get on the ball in the half spaces. United constantly looked dangerous when they were able to bypass Villa's first line of pressure, as this opened up the midfield, allowing the likes of Fernandes and Rashford to get on the ball and dribble at the back line, and the catalyst for this was the dribbling ability of Pogba. When the ball was in United's defensive third and Villa used a compact press on United's deep lying players, Pogba had the ability to turn away from pressure and drive the ball forward. Not just this, but Pogba was also United's main creator of chances in this game, as he recorded an expected assist rate of 0.66, which was the highest of any player in this match, showing that he not only has the ability to progress the ball into the final third using his dribbling and incisive passing, but also the ability to create chances when in the final third as well. Rashford showcased his creative ability when he was able to pick up the ball in the left-sided half space and find Martial's run from a perfectly weighted through ball. This exemplifies why Rashford should be used as an inside forward from the left rather than as a central striker, as he has a vision and passing ability to perform more of a creative role than Martial in this position, and this in turn allows Martial to play as a main centre forward and make these sorts of runs to allow Rashford to play these passes. United did get a third goal after Pogba picked up the ball on the edge of the box and was able to coolly curl the ball into the bottom corner. So United's attacking play was obviously the main feature of this game, with Greenwood and Pogba being the standout players yet again. But defensively, United also managed to completely shut Villa out of the second half. We can see just how well United did at nullifying Grealish, as he had an expected assist rate of 0 in this game, as he wasn't able to create any chances at all, and had an expected goals rate of 0.08 from 2 shots, showing that United limited his shooting opportunities from dangerous positions extremely well. So with Villa on the brink of relegation, it seems almost certain that Grealish will be on his way out of Villa Park, but what style of play and positional role would he suit? Well, in terms of ability, Grealish ranks as one of the best creative midfielders in the league, creating 2.6 key passes per 90 minutes, the 7th most in the Premier League, and completes 2 dribbles per 90, the same amount as Marcus Rashford, whilst also scoring 7 goals this season. Grealish's best position is as an advanced central midfielder in a midfield 3, playing on the left side, which allows him to roam over to the left flank as a Mazzala type midfielder and cut in on his right to provide reverse passes, crosses and shots in a similar fashion to how Kevin De Bruyne does from Manchester City's right flank. Pep Guardiola does use this sort of system at City, so you could see Grealish coming in to play as a left-sided central midfielder alongside Kevin De Bruyne in front of Rodri, where he'd be able to link with Sterling and the left back in the left-sided channel. However, this is a very expansive system and only maybe Leicester other than City would be able to utilise Grealish in this role, with Maddison currently playing a similar role alongside Tielemans. The demand for Grealish at the King Power isn't really there. So Grealish may also have to be deployed as a sole centrally advanced midfielder in front of a midfield double pivot in a 4-2-3-1, which would also work and could be an option if he signed for Arsenal. Alternatively, he could also be used as a wide playmaker from the left in a narrow 4-2-2 shape like at RB Leipzig, or in a narrow 4-2-3-1 like at Tottenham, where he's given the freedom to move inside into the half spaces from the left flank. I may do a video further analysing potential moves for Grealish, so if you want to see a video like that, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and also check out some of my other videos linked in the description below.
sir.